What's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozik, and this will be intro video and review to this kit and project. So this is the next contract on my list after the Sosa Spidey. Or it's not Sosa Spidey, the Sosa Cyclops repaint. So I figured I would do the first video and kind of do a review of this custom kit and kind of go over some of its weaknesses and its strong points. Way more strong points than weaknesses, but there are a few little things that I'll have to work on to get it to look correctly. This is a custom Morbius kit, quarter scale, and the sculptor is, I'm going to butcher his name, is Franco Carlissimo. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is a pretty badass piece. It's big. I'm going to put a link down to Gem Mint's review of his pre-painted version, which looked really good. My client chose for a kit option, and he booked this way back in the beginning of last year. So I'm like 6 months behind on my contracts. I'm getting there, guys, slowly but surely. So I'm gonna go over kind of the kit parts, the sculpt and the pieces and stuff, and then I'll put it together and show you a couple areas that need a little work for fitting and seaming and stuff like that. But cool piece. From what I understand, this is from the Spider-Man comics, and he's like, I don't know anything about these characters, but the more of these statues I do, the more I want to kind of get into comic books, but I'm afraid to, because it's one more thing I'll have to collect and read, so I'm kind of staying away from it. So we're going to work from the ground up, starting with the base, and we'll look at that. So it was packed very well, black foam inserts and Velcro straps, as most of these custom / fan art pieces come in. This came in, there's actually came in as one piece, but this part comes off. There's a little bit of, it smells like resin here, a little uncured resin may have come, like, you know, sometimes on these big pieces, you will get little spots of uncured resin. It's just kind of the nature of the beast, and even on some small pieces. So I think there's a little bit of uncured resin that kind of leaked out a little bit. It's no big deal. It doesn't affect the quality of the piece or anything. I've had it several times. That fits right in there. And it says R.I.P. Martin Bancroft, beloved wife, and then it's got the dates 1971 to 1992. Cool base is like a graveyard scene with vines and stuff all around it. And they have this beautiful like angel sculpture. So that goes in there, and I'll have to do some putty work around the edge here. I'm not sure if it's showing up. I'm not zoomed in, but yeah, I can see a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap here, and it's sitting down all the way. So, and this is a complex piece, and sometimes with complex pieces you just have to deal with this kind of thing with seaming and stuff. So that's not a huge deal. I'll just have to go in there with some Aves putty work before I do any painting on the base. I'll get this one piece before I do any painting and stuff on it. So I'll just go in there with Aves and fill that around. I'd be curious to know if the pre-paints have that or if they were fixed. It'd be interesting to know. Now, if you don't know about kits, if you're a pre-paint guy, even though that these all come from the same molds, every kit's different. Every kit may be slightly different as far as fit goes, or finish, or errors, or mistakes, or bubbles, or all that kind of stuff. They're all, you know, these are handmade. These are not made by machines, mass-produced. They're made in very small quantities. So every kit's going to be different. A good example is on my Eric Sosa Kingdom Come Superman. My kit was basically, had a lot of issues. Like, it took a lot of work just to keep them together, where other guys didn't have any problem. So there's just kind of, you know, it's luck of the draw. So it's a cool base, and then you have this cool angel sculpt that sits on top, and this is the base right here of her. And what's awesome, it's got all these vines that grow up the base, and you can tell it's really aged. It's been there for a very long time. And that goes right there. And then we have her torso, and this is the first little spot where I had a little bit of breakage. It's not that big of a deal, but right here you can see it had some breakout. And this happens on a lot of these kits. What they do, which is actually, it's smart, but it's not smart. What they do is they'll put a piece together like this in the package, and what they'll do is they'll wrap bubble wrap around these two pieces to keep them from coming apart. But there's no padding between the two pieces, so if there is any movement in shipping, you can see that this probably got tweaked a little bit this way, and it caused that piece to chip out. I have the piece, so I can glue it back, but that happened on the Hulk Thor prototype I'm working on, and a few other pieces. So long as that piece is there, there's no big deal. So I have that piece, and I'll glue back in. And then we have, and it fits very well. The way this is sculpted and designed, her little sash goes over her waist, so there's no seam line there. The engineering on this kit's actually very good. Pretty impressed considering it's pretty complicated. It looks like a simple piece, but it's really not. And then we have the angel's head, which is again man. Franco did a really good job on this. I'm not really familiar with him as a sculptor, but really pretty. And that fits in very nicely. There's a nice strong magnet. Well, I wouldn't say it's strong. Oh, is there a magnet? There isn't a magnet. Never mind, there's no magnet. I'll add a magnet. Or I'll glue the head on. So, but it fits very well. Just like that. To move these heads out of the way. Morbius comes with 5 heads. So one thing I've learned in the past 18 months of doing customs and quoting paint prices, I have to ask how many heads come with the kit, because 5 heads. The 5 heads will take me longer to do than the entire rest of the kit, because I'm slow at faces and heads. So the 5 heads will take me as long, if not longer, to do everything else on this kit. So I'm learning to quote accordingly from now on. So real pretty, nice face, and then she's got some arms, or she's got this, this is her right arm. I can't tell if there's no magnet in that either, so I'll have to add a magnet. And it's really cool is that the fingers are broken off, but they're meant to be broken off, like they've been aged and kind of just damaged. I'll zoom in there a little bit. Pretty cool. And I don't think, did she have another arm? No, the other arm is just completely broken off, which is cool. And then on the base, you have all these little pieces here, right here. We got these little pieces of grass and stuff, and they're numbered. I'll see if I can. I'm actually gonna take this out because I don't want that to fall. I don't want that to fall and have to try to fix that later. Let's see if I can place these in here for you guys. They're keyed specifically, like that one fits in there very well. This guy is back here. It's got these little tufts of grass and stuff that come out of the base, and I will not be gluing these in permanently. These will be separated. I got a little resin sludge in there, so that one's not sitting down all the way. Then we got this little guy. It kind of comes in here. I think it goes there. Yeah, right there. And then we got this little guy that comes in here. A lot of great little details in this thing. It's really, really nice. There's another one. Oh, she does have another arm. It's right here. It's just broken off and it's fallen on the ground. So that's a cool touch. Boom, just like that. And again, I'll glue this in place, and I'll actually see there's a little bit of a gap. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put that in. I'll seam it so there's no gap at all before I do any painting. And then she has her broken hand is here. That I can leave separate because the way it's keyed, you don't see any seam below it. And oops, there's one of the blues. And this is cool. They sculpted these vines separately from that. That's a nice touch. Now that I will have to. What I'll do is on this, I'll probably have to. I'll paint the hand, glue it into place. And then I'll paint this, I'll paint everything else, and I'll put this into place. And even though it's been painted off, there's a little seam there, a little gap where those vines meet. Let me see, I'll bring the camera in. It's like right here, this piece, the hand goes down, keys in, so I'll glue this in after it's been painted. After the whole base has been painted, I'll go ahead and paint this vine. I'll put the vine in, and then I'll fix that little seam right there, and then just touch up the paint. That way there's no seam at all, no gap. That's actually pretty easy to do. And then, let's see, there's a bunch of little leaves in here that go kind of all over the statue, like this. And I'm not sure, I know in the pre-paint they left them all off of the statue. And Jim Mint was in there trying to figure out where they all go. I think they actually go on her, but they are numbered. Sometimes the numbers are hard to see. So I'm not going to worry about all this because I'll be here for a long time trying to figure those out. But you have a bunch of little leaves that kind of go over the base. I'm going to take those out. And one thing they did, which I found out I really, really like, is they sculpted all the teeth and tongues separately. So, or casted them separately. So that makes painting those much easier. And when I did the Graven Labs Cyclops prototype, they were casted separately, and I thought, oh, first of all, what's weird is that they don't fit in the mouth right away. You actually have to warm them up and squeeze them. But luckily, after the paint doesn't get harmed by that. And so then the last piece on her are her wings. And we got one that's comes in over here. Oh, let's see. Oh, no, over here, wrong side. So those, I'll add either magnets or pins to those, because right now there's no magnets in there. And there's another wing right here, and this one's broken, which is cool. I like the broken parts of the statue. It's just a really neat touch. Oh, so this one has a magnet, but this one doesn't. So it's weird, or does it? I can't tell. Yeah, it does. It does have a little bit, it does have a magnet in there. The pull's not real strong, so it's kind of hard to tell. So, and there's a little bit of a gap that happens on those too, right there. So what I'll probably do, let me turn this all the way around, and you can see a little bit right here. So me just being kind of, actually I don't mind that. That's not too bad. That would probably be there in the sculpt. I'll probably just leave that. I thought about seaming it and everything, but I want to be able to take the wings off because she would not ship well with the wings on. So that's pretty much the base without all the little branches and stuff on. So let's get the Morbius. He's cool. Really nice presence. So here's the legs right here. And those go right into the base. Nice big keys. Come on. Okay, I'm going to take her wings off. I don't want to lose the wings. So this is another area where I'll have to probably maybe, that's a big piece of resin to heat. And there's a slight crack right here. Not sure where that came from. It's weird. It looks like a little punch mark from something. So it's a tight, like this fits in really good. I have to squeeze his legs together to get it into this key. But there's a pretty decent gap right down here around the foot. So what I'll do is if you've watched my videos, I'll do my petroleum jelly. I always, you know, if you're a model, you also have a thing of petroleum jelly on your workbench. I'll slather his foot in petroleum jelly. I'll fill that area with some filler like Bondo. I'll stick him in there. And then after it dries, I can pull it out and blend that so the foot sits flat. This one's okay, I think. Actually, I may do the same thing over here. So basically, the feet need to be rekeyed so it's not a blurring gap. So this kit's got some prep to do before I get even close to paint. Here's the torso, done well. No magnet in the torso. I'll probably end up pinning and gluing that because now this one they did the same way as they did the statue. They had the two pieces together and they had it wrapped with bubble wrap, but nothing came off on those. And then we have his hands. Now I have one problem. I had a finger break and I don't know where the finger is, so I probably have to try to sculpt that, and I'm not a sculptor, so I'll do my best. So that'll be interesting for me because I don't know where that part went. It's not in the box, it wasn't in any of the bags, so that'll be tricky for me. So, but hey, I'll get it done. And those key in really nicely. And again, these will get pinned and glued. Now they do have magnets, but the fit is really like, it won't go in all the way. Like I can't get it to go in all the way. And the reason they did this is because you have to be able to put his wings in. And if his arms, this has a magnet too, but it's not strong enough. No, it doesn't have a magnet. It's weird. So like some places have magnets, some don't. This has a magnet, this doesn't. Well, there's a magnet on this side, but there's no magnet on this side. Or if there is, it's very weak. Oh, you know what they did? There's a magnet on both sides, but they have the same polarity. So when I put it in there, they're actually repelling. It's pushing the hand out. It's pushing the arm out. Oh my gosh, that's funny. So I got the magnets in backwards. But no worries, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue them into place. It's the only way to really do it correctly. So what I'm going to do is we have his wings. And what I got to do is I have to build. It's going to create more masking for me, but I'd rather do it this way. I'm going to glue the wing in, because the way you have to do this, if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, you have to basically like glue the wing to the arm. Then you have to take this key off because I can't get the arm in. Oh yeah, I can. I think I can. Hold it. Hold your horses. Yeah, so there's some fitting, some pretty significant fitting issues right here that I gotta deal with. So let's see. Yeah, I think if I take one of the keys off of the wings, I'll be able to get to go in. Because the way they have it designed is basically the arms are supposed to be magnetized. You put the wing on, and then the arm will hold the wing into place. I'll have to go back and look at Genmin's review, see if it's like that on the pre-paints. But right now the wing doesn't even sit. Like if I do this, I can't get the arm to go in all the way. There's a huge gap. So one of these keys is preventing the arm from going in. So my plan is to basically take one of these keys off, glue the wing onto the arm, and then glue it into place. And then I'll have to like paint the wings and mask the wings off and then paint the rest. But I'd rather do that than have this kind of magnet thing that's going on here that's really not working. They did the same thing here. I'm putting it in. That's why I think there's no magnets. I'm putting them in there and they're wrong. Their polarities are reversed. It's repelling. So I put it in there and it pushes it out. Oh my gosh. That's the first I've ever had that happen on a piece. First time for everything. Yeah, so basically it's designed so you put the wing on the arm and then you can, I bet on the pre-paint, I bet the wing is glued to the arm. I bet that's how it is. So I can't even put the arms right now, but that's the idea. I'm gonna glue them on permanently. Because I can't put the arms on, but I can put the torso on, and I can show you the 5 heads, because that's kind of where this piece shines, are the heads. There's so many of them. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna go through, and I guess he has different stages of like transformation to not a werewolf, a vampire. So this is kind of like his first stage transformation. He's kind of human up here, and he started to change down here in the neck area. So it's really cool. And what I really like about this kit is they sculpted the hair separately. So you can paint the face, get that all knocked out, then you can put the hair on, glue it into place, and paint the hair. So that's pretty cool. So, and I think all these magnets are correct, because I had looked at this previously. Yeah. I mean, just a cool presence. I love his stance. You know, he's like coming at you with the arms to the side, and just like glaring at you. So that's like the first head. And then I guess like the next, this would be like stage 2, because he still has a goatee thing going on. And this hair is actually sculpted in 4 pieces. And this is actually really clever the way they did this, because I'm in front of the camera, sorry. I just don't want to drop anything and create more work for myself, which happens a lot if you watch my videos. Like drop shit and I break it and I have to fix it. So this is actually in 4 pieces, because it has to go around those ears. It's really cool ears. So, and what's pretty amazing on this piece is how well the hair fits together. So that's why I say, even though it has its fitting issues, I still think it's well engineered. So like that. So I'll paint the face, put the hair on, and I'll fill in a little bit of seam on the hair with some putty, and then you're good to go. Yeah, I think that's like stage 2. We'll call it stage 2 vampire. The magnets on the heads are very, very good. They're nice and strong. Because the heads are heavy. These things are really done well. Let's see. Not sure if this is, would this be considered stage 3? That looks like full on. He's pissed. Okay, I think this is stage 3 because we still have a goatee on. And again, this hair is also sculpted in 3 pieces to wrap around the ears. And it, like you can see in there, there's no teeth or tongue right now. Those are individual pieces, which is really nice. Okay, I think this is stage 4 is the next one. From what I saw, the factory paint on this was excellent. All right, there's the next one. I'm getting closer to being just all out badass. Cool. And then the last one. Yeah, this one he's full on, just full on vampy. Really cool. So that's pretty much it. That's the kit. So yeah, it's a cool piece. It's got some fitting issues here and there. It's got some magnets that are in backwards. I've got a finger, I don't know where it is. But I'm not saying, I think it's a cool piece. It's a good kit. It's well engineered. There's a lot more pieces than I thought there would be here. To give you an idea of the size of this thing. So at the highest point would be really the head of the angel. We're looking at right at about 25 inches. And then I can't give you the width because that will be with the arm stretched out. Since the magnets are backwards, I can't do that. But I can give you a depth. The depth is about 16 inches. So it's a neat piece. You know, it looks good basically from really all sides, even the back. If I can spin around. Looks really cool with the angel's wings and stuff. I mean, that's a really pretty view too. So nice job on this. Like I got some fitting issues. I got to rekey the feet on him. He's like kind of, or I need to play with it, see if I can get that to fit better. Got to fix that gap. I got to fix the arms. Got to resculpt the finger. So this guy has quite a bit of prep work before I even get to paint. To give you an idea of how much prep work this has for me to do it, if I wasn't working on any other projects, this would take me probably 3 to 4 solid days of prep work just to get it ready for paint. That's filling the gaps, fixing the magnets. Maybe that's a little on the high side, but I spent a lot of time on prep. When I used to do mechs, I got a lot of compliments on my paint. Well, it's because I spent, you know, painting is one thing, but it's all in the prep work. If your prep work isn't good, the paint's not going to look good. So I spent a ton of time sanding, priming, fixing things, fixing errors. That's where a lot of my time goes. So just to get them ready for paint, you know, it's 30 hours easily for me, personally. 30 to 40, you know, yeah, I'd say 30 hours. But cool piece. So the next video will be working on some of the fitting issues and stuff. So, you know, again, I'm not going to rush to get this thing done. This client's been extremely patient. I think I was supposed to start this back in like June or July, according to my contract schedule. But you know, I'm way behind because of prototype work and stuff. So, but everyone's been really cool and really patient with me, and I appreciate that. So, if you guys don't mind waiting for your pieces, I think, you know, you'll get something you'll be really proud of and something you'll really like. You know, I strive to give you the best build and paint that I can. So I appreciate everyone's patience with me. But there you go. That's the custom quarter scale Morbius kit. Stay tuned for more videos on them. As always, thanks for watching. This is Matt Mrozek. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.